Good evening, everyone. Vanessa Wagasback-Ansman is planning to appeal after a judge ruled she's ineligible to run for the Third Circuit Court of Appeal. At issue, how long she's been an attorney. The state constitution requires that judicial candidates be admitted to the practice of law for 10 years. During today's hearing, Ansman's attorneys argued she is eligible because she was admitted in 2003, but she was ruled ineligible to practice law for several years since. The judge even ruled her cumulative time as an attorney is 50 days short of the requirement for the March election and 16 days short for the runoff date. Happening tomorrow, Ansman and Susan Theall are scheduled to take part in a debate over at UL. It's going to be held in the Louisiana room of the Student Union at 2 o'clock. The third candidate, Candace Perrette, declined an invitation to attend that debate. Early voting is now underway for the March 25th election. You can vote early every day until this Saturday. Just head over to your parish's registrar of voters office anytime between 8:30 and 6 o'clock. You can find a sample ballot on ketc.com/elections. Jury selection is now underway for one of the Marksville marshals accused of killing a 6-year-old boy. Derek Stafford is charged with second-degree murder in the death of Jeremy Martis and attempted second-degree murder of his father, Chris Few. Stafford and Norris Greenhouse Jr. are accused of firing 18 shots at Few's truck. And now, more than a year later, Stafford is expected to stand trial. Our Valerie Ponsetti checks in from outside the courthouse. Valerie.
300 potential jurors in Marksville. Valerie Ponsetti, KHEC, TV3.
And the other marshal facing charges, Norris Greenhouse Jr., is being tried separately. His court date is set for June. Checking news parish by parish now. We start in Lafayette, where there's yet another push to remove the Alfred Mouton statue in downtown Lafayette. It follows an appeals court decision in New Orleans, allowing the city to remove monuments there in the Crescent City. Jamison Crabtree has more on how that ruling could impact downtown.
KTC. TV3.
And we did reach out to a group called Why Not Alfred, which wants to keep the statue where it is. They point to a 1980 court order which prohibits moving the statue unless the city needs to do road work or sell the property. Lafayette prosecutors will not seek the death penalty against two suspects in the death of a pizza delivery driver. Ferris Martin and Kevin Morrison are charged in the fatal shooting of William Klein. Klein was killed while making a delivery on Marigny Circle in Lafayette. The case will head to a grand jury within a few weeks. An electrical malfunction is likely to blame for a house fire that blocked traffic on Collie Saloon Road on Friday. The road had to be closed for several hours while firefighters were on scene. No one was injured. Facing a state takeover, the Jeanerette City Council will meet for the first time tonight since those major financial concerns were uncovered in a legislative audit. Kendria LaFleur is live in Jeanerette, where numbers will be the topic of discussion tonight. Kendria.
Live in Jeanerette, Kendria LaFleur, KTC TV3.
A Lafayette restaurant has closed its doors over the weekend. Management at O'Charlie's on Ambassador Caffrey posted a sign apologizing for the closure and thanking customers for their years of support. The company blames underperformance for that closure. To Evangeline Parish now, some customers of the Point Blue water system are under a boil water advisory. If you live in the Kennedy-Eugene subdivision, you're asked to boil your water for a full minute before using it. That advisory comes while city workers repair a fire hydrant. If you've noticed an increase in how much you pay for car insurance, your phone might be to blame. Rates have been on the rise because of more accidents involving the use of cell phones while driving. Our partners at The Advocate report auto rates were mostly flat over a 5-year period, but then jumped 8% last year. Insurance Commissioner Jim Donlin says it's too early to tell if rates will be affected this year. In Lafayette, expect some traffic jams on South Beetle Road at its intersection with Vero School Road this week. The intersection will be closed for road work every night from 8 until 6 in the morning through Friday. Como High School's debate team can show off 9 new plaques and 1 big trophy after a tournament this weekend. 8 students from the speech team have qualified for nationals. The team placed first in 5 of 10 events during the state's district qualifying tournament in New Orleans, and these students will head to nationals in Alabama this summer.
Here's Rob's 24-hour forecast.
Up in a few short minutes.
All right, Rob, thanks. Checking state news now. All 3 U.S. attorneys are stepping down. Kenneth Polite, Stephanie Finley, and Walt Green, who were all holdovers from the Obama administration, announced their resignations. It is common practice for U.S. attorneys to step down once a new president takes office. New Orleans police are searching for 2 women who posed as Uber drivers and robbed a man at gunpoint. Detectives say the women picked up a 22-year-old man on Bourbon Street and then drove him to an uptown neighborhood. According to investigators, that's when they pulled out a gun and stole his money and cell phone. Don Briggs will be returning to his role as president of the Louisiana Oil and Gas Association. Briggs has been recovering from serious head injury after a fall in October. His son, who served as acting president, will return to his position as vice president. Still ahead here on Acadiana's News Channel at 5, the White House is backing down from the president's controversial claims about former President Obama. At 5:19, what Sean Spicer says the president meant by wiretapping. But first, Rob's full forecast. It's next right here on Acadiana's News Channel at 5 o'clock.